you know, where I go get my spring water. It's what they call it. It's on, it used to be a huge water station, and then it was destroyed, melted, and covered up, and then rediscovered. But it's on a hill. It's funny how, you know, the generations that grew up around that when they were placed there, because Chattanooga's over there, so the outskirts they're going to throw the human product, and then these Jesuit churches will pop up, and then they control those outskirts, and they want them to marry and have 75, 80-year, you know, marriage year's anniversary, so they can celebrate that in the newspapers and then sell it to the up and coming generations to sell the whole marriage thing in a corporation under man, not under God. Okay, so first thing we're going to have to do is think about like a reversed reality. Because when I was down there at the spring, they lived to be, you know, 100, and now people around there can't even live to be 60. So that shows you. Well, they were drinking out of that because it was all that was around. And then they'll get on the news around here and, you know, push these chemical companies saying it's in the ground everywhere, and people can't see the animals, how beautiful they are, and they go drink all of it. Still, as much as they poison the earth, there's still beauty there. But this morning and Wednesday morning, was it Wednesday or Friday morning, there was a rooster right above my head, and I go early in the mornings when I go, and man, it scared the shit out of me, but I couldn't see it. But it's never been there, and I've been going there for probably 8 years now. Yeah, so, you know, remember, every 7 years you're a new being from the center out, because the cells are being pushed out. So if you're putting in like this spring water, anything else natural, getting something like that in you every day, even combined with the chemicals that we've been forced to consume from the center out, you're going to have that magnetic water from the center out. Like if you look at a tree, if it's cut, those rings, that would be you, and from the center out is going to be that spring water. But these humans, these goy, from the center out is chemicals. That's why their skin's all oily, and the older these humans get, the bigger their heads get, because it's in the foods. The way their organs are being crushed, it's crazy, and they can't see it. That's what we're saying. And this is who they are. To them, what's that word right there? Enter. But anyways, the rooster, it could be a thing, because roosters are the big boys of the birds, because they're the first to be, you know, before the sun's even anywhere around. It's because it's connected in a very strong way, like impulsively. I guess that's a word that I'm trying to, a worldly word. But I don't know if it's a good thing. Well, it's always a good thing in my life. I'm just saying for others. And you tell people, you know, nowadays they would say if a blackbird flew into the window or the house or something, then somebody's going to die or some shit. That's it, though. They would just say die. But see, I know what's going on the other side. So when I saw that experience, I saw that spirit of that rooster, that group conscience soul spirit. You know, it was like what you would see as as an aura. You know, even though it was pitch black, I couldn't see it, but I could see it, because it was it was cuckoo. I mean, it was getting loud, and see that water on either side is positive and negative. It's conductor, it's water, and it's like silver and gold is positive and negative. They're conductors. And a long time ago, you could build up, like where this spring is, you could bring gold and silver and build up a huge magnetic field. And to where we'll say, digging for gold or whatever, there's enough of that around after it was melted and shit. So anyways, we're going to say like sheep wool, something like that, to where when you're sifting for gold or get the gold in flakes and all that, you're going to make a golden fleece, and you're going to put all this gold on this fleece, and you're going to dry it out. This is real. And then once you put that on and you sit inside that magnetic field, it's going to charge you like a battery. And then if you know how to convert, we'll say like fresh water into like a salt water, station, because if anybody's been in salt water, you heal quicker because you're made of salt. You understand? And anyways, I saw that, that the rooster, it's never fucking been there, ever. There was an owl there, a big one, and I couldn't ever really see it. But I tried to go on certain times when the moon cycle, because the moon cycle's 4 quarters. She's positive and negative in her nature. You understand? So when you understand circuits up there, and how the moon represents, it has to do with all the fluids in your anatomy. So it's charging that water. So when you consume it, you're consuming charged water that you're made of, and then it multiplies the cells in you to where you can think and be connected with what everybody's against. They'll say this man is fucking crazy, and it's like, once again, see, if they had any kind of logic, they're clever. A demon is clever. Okay, they're very clever, and we're going to go through what's in their brain. But they'll tell you that what's in here, don't listen to him. Do you see that? It's what's in there. They're the experts. And it's like, yeah, it's black magic. So, anyways, I don't know if it was something getting me, because it's an echo. Everything's an echo. However you feel, it's an echo. The path that you're on right now in physical form was already foreseen with what's going on inside of you that you really don't know, have identified yet, because the grid that this fucking thing has made for anything to pop through is impossible. It's fucking impossible. With all these chemicals and everything has been, there's no getting through. So with that little bit being said, we're just going to go over this word, enter. Okay, and you're brought up in school, there's a blackboard. We had blackboards, and we started getting the erase stuff, I guess, later on. But we had the real typewriters in junior high. And I mean, it's like, but what the only good that action did, typewriters, was for brands. Because this industry's coming, so we've got to train these dumb goy how to use this shit and type and all that. These little demon Arimon characters. That only, see, to the ones confused who just see this word for what it is, you can't see how that's just human product that they were programming us to learn. How many words do you get a minute? It's demon. It's not real. It was just getting, and those of us that wasn't fucking good, tough shit, buddy. There's an F or a D. It's like, yeah, but I'm better at other things than just, sorry, getting a D. Do you see what I mean? How disgusting it is. If you could see it for what it is. But they can't. So when we're looking at a reversed reality, in black magic, okay, is when you write from left to right. Before the world you're in, we wrote from right to left. Even though that's still fucking black magic, but that's still communication. But to where what's going on with him, fuck, we're way past the writing. We're to the separation of the knowledge that's in us that created every fucking bit of that up there. You didn't need tools. You didn't need anything. It was in you because it was separated. What was once the elements all together, they slowly separated. More of the muddy water references in their songs on how you raise the dead, talking about Saturn. Because in that stage, it was more nitric oxide. I hate using these fucking words. There's a different, the lungs wasn't there what you see. So it was a thicker, and once air was brought about, you know, things separated. But that's where we are. So it's fucking hard. And then here comes the printing press down the road, and there you go. And it's when you really corrupt everything. But when we're looking at a reversed reality, it's you know, I mean, we all knew the bad was coming. You know, listen real quick. When they say you're not in your right mind, that means you're in your left mind. That's the left path. Yeah, that's a black reference term. You know, when you read their material, since that's what you want for evidence, you know, in their black magic books, it talks about going to towns and getting donkeys or whatever and leading them back home from town with the left hand. You can't touch it with the right hand because they're using the blood because it's magnetic. And that's that the whole thing is the soul is in the blood, and all these humans, they're not human. They're this. So we're going to look at this backwards here in a minute because it has to do with what we're going to talk about. This is the one-track mind. This is the dual consciousness that Steiner would talk about. So what he talked about before these humans are here, he talked about this, and now you're getting to visually see what was in him. Said this is what's coming. These are the fucking idiots that's coming. These are these little bitty Arimons that are one-track minded. They're mummified within their subconscious. Whatever gets into these humans' brains, then it's mummified, and then that's the impulses of the AI controlling that host. So let's just see. What's the definition of enter? Enter. It says come or go into a place. So it's a place. So you're going to go into it or not. Begin to be involved in. Begin to be involved in. And here in the parentheses it says in 1941 America entered the war. So begin to be involved in. So as a child, they're beginning to allow this entering. Okay, so it's entering. In black magic, it's reversed too. So we have that. That's it. That's just a word. There's the meaning. That's it. No more research. If we want to look any further, let's go down here to where original origin is. Imagine that. It says origin is Latin, which is Satan. So entrare, whatever, you can look into it. And that's what we're seeing right there. So Latin, that's funny. So what we have is that. Now let's see. Enter-Retne. See, the retina is a light sensitive layer of tissue located at the back of the eye. It plays a crucial role in vision by converting light into electrical signals that are sent to the brain. Isn't that funny? I've never even looked at Google's, but look. So, enter backwards is going to be retina. Okay? It's going to be retina. It doesn't matter how they spell it here. Retina. Retina. This is how black magic works. Okay? Because it has to be channeled real quick. The makeup brand Chanel, add another N, there's channel. They get on there and show images and then coat it on them, and then these dummies get them. They're already on the pills and the alcohol and all the fucking dumb other shit. And then they go buy it because they got to look good. And they're rubbing the channeling black magic on them. And then Armani, which represents Ariman, okay, is right in your face. Materialism, possessions, you know, this whole thing with materialism is fucking demonism. But enter is retina, okay? And that's what we're saying. The one-track mind stops there because it's in there, Matt. That's experts. You're a demon. We love you too, but you're a demon. So it stops there. Its origin is Latin. That's it. That's it. It's a sign. Enter here, 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 everywhere. But really and truthfully, in the world that is trying to unlock you, it's saying retina. Retina. Yes. Over and over and over and over, because images have to do with black magic. Because what we're going to do is we break down the word enter, because your world is backwards as well. And so we get retina, and then we get eye, singular, eye. That has to do with your pineal gland. And then we've got optic nerve, which registers. It goes in and channels all this. You've got occipital lobe, sensorium organ, which is your faculties, your senses, your imagination is your occipital lobe. So all this stuff that's entering the brain at such a young age, over and 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 over, it's going into the retina through here. It's entering. So it's dual black magic. You see, entering retina. Enter retina. Retina enter. And see, if you want me to use the fucking gematria calculator, I can prove it even more. But that even these dumb demon-minded AI fucking idiocy minds. See, if it can't be explained like they've heard over and 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 over, and the only black magic current that they've only ever known since birth, then you're crazy. And that's the whole thing. The whole fucking thing is not real. You know, so it's very important to know shit like this. Okay? Radar is the same forward and backwards, and you got DAR there, D-A-R. And then RAD, which was the bikes back in the 80s or whatever, movies or some shit. But DAR, you'll see D-A-R in a lot of places, but DAR has to do with Saturn. It really does. You know, so when we're looking at this for what it is, okay, I think I said it in the other one. When you can see, man, it sucks. I have to be fucking demon evil to even explain it, because it's so easier. You know what I mean? It fucking, man. Oh. It's not hard to raise human beings. You get these humans young. You get a human being young. I don't know how any kind of explanation can be brought and be introduced into a brain watching this, because it's so gone, it ain't even funny. Because their first impulse will be to stop watching it. There you go. It's all about impulses. For example, I mean, since we control all the fucking nations, we created them, we're going to destroy them. When we want them to go to war, we just throw dolls out there and toy soldiers. That way, the will and the character of the child is built to fight. You understand? This is the easiest way. And then, like now, I mean, all of our brands are selling these non-gender binary bullshit. There you go. There's the fucking evidence. That's the easiest way. Just see, you don't understand the obedience. The generational obedience. It's loosened now, because you can tell a lot of these, a lot of them now, they're very lazy in their, but they're lazy in their obedience. Well, because now everything's got to crumble. But see, that's what y'all can't understand. These minds that we have fucking created. You know, we've controlled the seas fucking way over 2,000 years and all this commerce bullshit. We just throw it in somewhere. But we obey the zodiac. I'm giving you words that you know. Saturn would be that. See, there's some shit that's... Oh, God. You know, fuck. It all has to do with souls. The evidence is right there. It's right there. I can't fucking say no more. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. What's left? Because it's everything. I about threw up on what was just fucking thrown at me. It's that easy and that quick. I get another one that just... You've got... This is what we're saying. You've got a one-track mind of this bullshit. Enter. That's it. That's it. That's it. They've only ever seen that shit. That's just one way. And that's to guide them. That's for us. It's black magic. It's a force. Siegel's signet. He's went over it in these fucking garbage books. It's a force. Any word, letter can be made into a force. It represents a spiritual force, and it's a demonic force. Enter. But it's really retina. And everywhere you look, the retina, the optic nerves registering every time. Pictures. And seeing all that shit in there goes to the other side. That's how easy it is. But when you know what the fuck's going on, like for real, then that's the counter to that. And then you take this with you. This is ammunition. They'll sit there and hold this and show you these huge churches they go to. And they eat the spirit and destroy the spirit and will tell you you're fucking crazy. These are demons. There's no other way to put it. And we gotta, in scripture it even says, Forgive them, for they not know what they do. So if you could get one of them to really fucking shut up and to say, all right, here's... But see, then they'll say this, well, that's for the experts. And it's like, that goes back to the one-track mind. We're not supposed to know all that. So you're a dumb fucking Christian? Where does it say in Scripture to put your life in somebody else's hands and not fucking know if you've been lied to, but yet go live a selfish fucking life? We got you. Just hold your hand out, stick your shoulder out. Now go. There you go. You go back to all that arsenic. That's what it is. It's that easy. It's that easy. And then from get a shot from there on, they're seeing it every wrong fuck before they even leave. Get a flu shot, get another shot, get this. They've already seen it 10 times before they even get in the fucking car. That's black magic. And they'll just look right at you. They're in there buying the shit that's giving them the shit to get the shit in the plastic bottle to begin with. It's ingenious. You tell these dumb one-track idiots, look, you don't have to continue to be a fucking idiot. And they'll look at you and run and tell everybody you're a conspiracy theorist and you're fucking crazy and everything else. And they'll all bunch up in groups. Groups are already demonic. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, listen, there's nothing that listen, what's in me, what's in Matt, he's going to see some more soon, but for people, family, no family, around him, I'm in good shape. And it's sick. I always tell them, I'm like, your fucking money doesn't make you better than anybody. And I stand my ground. And these, it doesn't matter. They're all fucking dumb. They all hate me. They won't admit it. And I love them all. I'm like, I try to play golf. I'm actually pretty good, even though that's what we got to do. People don't want to work with me because I don't want fucking, it ain't that I don't take breaks. It's not that. If you're involved with me and there's a business, a worldly business, we're stuck. But you're going to hear, this is all of the stock, the inventory and everything. We're going to learn it together. We're going to learn every position. We're going to learn cost. We're going to learn this. And I'm involved with businesses and went to and said, we got to do, oh, fuck you. And see, it's what I'm saying. This is more important. And see, at the end of the day, they're going to regret that shit. And truthfully, it's not even me. It's like I'm trying to do shit to help people. You know? And the people just can't see it. They're like, there's nobody that good that can fucking devote all their time. And it's like, yeah, there is. And yet people want to compare lifestyles. And it's like, we're not here to do that because you're a one-track mind. See what I mean? It's like our reality, we already know these phrases. They're seals and they're fucking forces of demonic shit. It's like, you know, Disney and all that. It programs the emotions, the will, and the character of a child. And then as they get older, the retina, you know, the optic nerve and all that shit, it's all charged and programmed. Never taught about water and how the anatomies are made of nothing. It's fucking crazy. And these parents, they know deep down, but the impulses of buying all these fucking chemicals and feeding them to their children, and now you got all these children with type 2 diabetes at fucking 10 years old. It's like, how can you, that goes back to the typewriters. Instead of us typing, getting ready, that generation for all this fucking shit, they got this generation eating more sugar. So now we going, instead of the workers we're creating, now we're creating the fucking more hospitals, food, diabetes and everything. Do you see what I mean? I control you created you, humans. See, when I can speak like that, it should fucking scare the shit out of you. Because I'm literally giving it to you in small doses on like each generation on what I can introduce and impulses. And these motherfuckers that work for me are obedient. They love that fake Jesus. And they're so obedient. It's insane. Listen, the same fucking souls that they're prepping to go into this sphere, their soul's going there too. Listen, there's no getting through to them, just like there's no getting through to the goy. Let me tell you something. It is fucking strong, and the obedience of those soldiers for the cause is no hesitation. What we mean by that is if they're given an order and somebody's in the way, it's to take somebody out without hesitation, and then we'll send in all of our fucking experts and clean it all up and get on the news, and all the dumb goy around there will go, man, they brought in the experts. That was fucking real. They even put it on CNN and shit. And it's like, that's even, ding, ding, ding. We win again. I can give it to you. If you look at the wars, I'll have to use race, because what's in you is not white, black, or brown. It's not. All this is created from up there. But if you'll watch the like World War I and II, these soldiers they're what's the word? Momentarily soldiers, or they're just, you can tell they're all just thrown together. There's no black people anywhere. No, it's just all white. If you'll really fucking look, we did this shit years ago, this research, and they're very weak. They're all weak fucking little white dudes everywhere. Doesn't matter, here, Europe, everywhere. It's just a different uniform. So it's like, did they store? Yes. Man, they have fucked everything up. Look, everything could have been mixed and all that, but look, that's what I'm saying. When it's time to fuck everything up, then they do that. They store us, not just black and white or brown. I mean, it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm just using for that particular reason. And now you'll see pictures here and there of, well, there was a brigade in here, and it's like, no. You can tell, though, that they're temporary armies created for the cause, because, for one, every fucking army in every land had the same technology. They had the same fucking video cameras filming everywhere. Because after that, then these Jesuits get together to start writing the history of what happened, even though it was real, but it was made up and bullshit. And then they start fucking planting people everywhere in different parts. You understand? Black, white, and brown doesn't matter. But for the longest they did. In certain parts, they controlled white here, black here, brown way over here, whatever. And when it was time, they would just move us like cattle for a long fucking time. And don't get me into like all the melted shit, because see, what you see is like the World's Fairs. All that shit was just apartments until we get to Aquarius, where Saturn is. See, those were all built with that badass magnetic technology with the antennas that you see. And the whole time throughout the course of millennial, 1,000 years here, 1,000 there too, they decided on certain things to keep, like Egypt. Look, don't get me into that shit. But it's real. They were just housing, and that's it. And not until the time was right. They already had the technology. It wasn't time to, because they'd been prepping souls for You got to understand something. They've been prepping souls for a long time. You know, so when these souls come in here, they're filled up with so much garbage in those fake cities from generation to generation, and then they go to the other side with fucking garbage. So you got to understand something. If you're really listening to this, you were born out of death. Does that make sense? What you're seeing right now, you were born out of fucking pure death, because there's no way, like I said, this grid. Same thing with me. Something's happening with you too. I gotta go. I love you.